In this video, we will discuss what are project artifacts and why they are important. Before we start, please like and subscribe to our channel. Project artifacts are any written document that an organization produces to outline and support a project's workflow. They can include documents, plans, designs, code, and even meeting notes. One of the most important things about project artifacts is that they can be used to track the progress of a project. This is especially useful if there are multiple people working on the project. By having a centralized location for all the project artifacts, it is easy to see what has been done and what still needs to be done. Another advantage of using project artifacts is that they can help with problem solving. If something goes wrong with the project, the artifacts can be used to help identify the source of the problem. This can then be used to fix the problem and hopefully prevent it from happening again in the future. They also support stakeholders' requirements, establish expectations, and align projects with the organization's goals. Since the majority of artifacts are live project documents, most of them need to be constantly updated. They supply information that pertains to the project. The team produces different artifacts at various stages throughout the project's lifecycle. The project artifacts outline the activities necessary to produce deliverables. For example, let's suppose that the task is assembling the project team. The deliverable produced would be a list of the team members. The artifacts produced would include register team roles, section criteria, and a list of necessary abilities. According to the PMBOK guide, project artifacts include processes, deliverables, documents, tools, and techniques for project management. Here are some examples of project artifacts: project charter, risk register, stakeholder engagement plan, prioritization matrix, user story, value stream map. Some common artifacts in project management are as follows. 1. Strategy artifacts. Strategy artifacts include the business case, the feasibility study, vision statements, project charters, and the cost-benefit analysis. The strategy artifacts are crafted before the work begins. These artifacts do not change as the work progresses. 2. Registries and logs. In this category, we find artifacts such as the stakeholder register, the backlog, the issue log, and the risk register, etc. A project manager can use these artifacts to evaluate how far along a project is and decide which tasks need to be completed on a given workday with their assistance. During the project's life cycle, these logs will undergo numerous modifications. 3. Release requirements, testing prototypes, development units, and finished products are made easier for the project team thanks to the release requirements. Release requirements include vision statements, assessment standards, developer buyer agreements, etc. 4. Management plans. Plans are essential artifacts of a project that managers produce to carry out the work, monitor the progress, and successfully complete the project. This document may include one or more artifacts that combine textual and visual components. The project plan includes a risk management plan, communication management plan, resource management plan, scope management plan, procurement management plan, etc. 5. Hierarchical diagrams. The link between various project components, such as the risk breakdown structure, organizational breakdown structure, product, and work breakdown structure, is described using hierarchy charts. 6. Baselines. The project cannot move forward without baselines, which are versions of the plans that have already been approved. The milestone plans, cost baseline, schedule baseline, and scope baseline, as well as any other performance assessment baselines, are all included in the project baselines. 7. Communication plans. A communication strategy is developed by a project team while they are working on a project to determine the most effective ways to deliver information. As an illustration, they can devise strategies for efficient communication regarding conferences, issues, document reviews, access to deliverables, and the current standing of the project. 8. Visual information. This category includes any charts and documents that contain graphics. This includes various visualizations such as flowcharts, dashboards, requirements traceability matrices, and velocity charts. When used appropriately, visual data sources can make the process of communicating information much simpler. Following the data analysis, a project manager may produce visual information and use methods to update data automatically. 9. Reports. Project management involves dealing with a lot of reports. Reports include status, risk, quality reports, and formal records for stakeholders. 10. Contracts and agreements. A project can have multiple procurement contracts and agreements. For instance, purchase orders for the acquisition of consumables, procurement contracts for the acquisition of services or the subcontracting of work, etc. You might be required to sign a contract when hiring staff or experts. Examples of contracts and agreements include a cost reimbursable and fixed price contract, a contract with a time and materials agreement, a contract with a legally binding clause, and many others. Other artifacts. The artifacts that fall under this category are user stories, team charters, bid papers, etc. Project management artifacts by phase. The following table shows the project artifact by phases of project management. Initiation phase. Important artifacts in initiation phase are the project charter and stakeholder register. Planning. The planning phase artifacts includes various project management plans and other project management documents. Throughout the project's life cycle, these documents serve as a roadmap for the project team to follow as they carry out the work, monitor and control it, and so on. Execution phase. Actual work is carried out in this phase. You spend most of your funds and time in this phase. Monitoring and controlling phase. Tracking is crucial to monitoring a project. It helps take corrective and preventive actions if required. Closing phase. In this phase, the deliverable is delivered, the project is closed, lessons learned, organizational process assets are updated, and the project team is released. You can improve the efficiency of your project management by using the artifacts of the project. These live documents can be utilized for various purposes, including the maintenance of a record, the execution of a plan, and the communication of information to the relevant stakeholders. Depending on the circumstances, a project manager needs to choose the artifacts that are appropriate.